So this is home sweet home, our server. It may be a tad slow. In fact, maybe a lot slow. Sometimes, especially when you're running. I'm Z9852 or Z9. I'm going to start a channel so that some of the stuff that I build and whatnot can be seen by others outside of just the guys at work. So as we run across the desert here, which I somewhat know is terrain, oh look, you can see some area I lit up under there. It's kind of interesting when it lags like that. You can see there's lots of torches down there because I've been through lots of it already. There's what we wanted to see. My half-finished, well, I guess half's a little generous, but in-progress tower. The opening to my area. On the server, we're pretty well spread out, so we can build pretty much whatever we want without interfering with anybody else. And of course, the cats for creeper protection are a little out of skew again. No surprise there. This is my area. This is actually the third server rebuild we've done. I think we did this one a couple months ago. But, you know, gotta start over from scratch every once in a while, or it just isn't Minecraft. Chance to build things differently, select new areas, different design. This is actually, I previously been building everything inside caves to try to keep monsters from getting me and whatnot, but nowadays I've kind of decided, you know, that's just one of the fun parts of the game, is getting blown up by creepers. And every once in a while they do catch me, so yes, you're meowing a lot, I get it. So I was just going to do a quick run through in this episode, I guess, show you around my place. As you can see, pumpkins. There's a lot of pumpkins because I tend to use jack-o'-lanterns a lot in underground lighting. Makes for a nice little light circle. And if you spread them out pretty good, it pretty much keeps the whole area lit, and as I flood things and make messes, I don't have to worry about picking up torches and putting them back, which is a routine problem otherwise. This here is my sand mine. This was all, when I came in here, the water was... There's a little bit of a gap here, but pretty much everywhere the pumpkins are to the water has all been mined out for sand. Yeah, so basically this whole area. And of course I keep scooting it out and pulling in more sand and whatnot. I decided that don't know what to do with it yet. I might turn it into an area or something. And of course sometimes I don't have a chance to get down into doing real mining, so quick cobblestone generator back here. No, nothing fancy. Well, except for maybe the hopper. Hoppers. Basically everyone at work has unanimously decided that hoppers are one of the best things to happen to this game. That and the making minecarts useful. You know, minecarts are always cool for transportation, but you really couldn't move goods around with them really well unless you filled your chest, pushed it all the way and whatnot, which was kind of a pain. But nowadays, with the automatic minecarts, I just finished putting in automatic mob collector carts. So as you saw, that hopper there feeds into the chest in my storage area, which is that up there. We'll go through there in a minute. My micro farm, basically each side is a stack -4, because, you know, I couldn't quite, I didn't actually count when I did it. I just built a nice little farm to get me started and figured out that that's pretty much all you need. But it ends up working out pretty nice. Why is there wood up and down the center, you're probably thinking? Because when you go down off steps, if you go off too quickly, or if you had a jump there, you know, block instead of a step, you can compact the ground underneath. So I put the wooden trail up the center so that you would not compact as you flew down the side of it. And if I can't double click properly, there we go. And of course the water just funnels everything to a hopper. And of course spare hose, because this is pretty much the only place we use hose, and you know, they should be where you need them. Before the hopper update, there was a water slide here that would pull all your items down so you could pick them up as you were working the area. Repairs, area that is involved with the sorry, I misword sometimes, the minecart delivery system. My monsters killer, which has been, or grinder, I guess we call him, or most people call him, has been through several redesigns, opting for the glass view box. It also has modifications for record harvesting, which I now have a full collection of. Oh shoot, that was retarded. There's no sign there to stop the water. Just a sec, we need to fix that. I do not have a sign on me. Please say there's a sign in the box. There's a sign in the box. Okay. Switches. I should have a couple of those. It's not the way I want them. What am I thinking? I want to go this way. There we go. So, why was there a hole here? Why was it covered up with a block? As you can see, the water flow pushes things out here, and I haven't redesigned that yet to fix this problem. But when you turn on the block, oops, don't need that one. For XP farming, this way you can stand here, you know, and whack the guys, get your XP. And the water being sideways is a good thing because it puts all the stuff right to you. Granted, experience we get here anyways. So, and now that we have hoppers again, that's largely needed because I can have everything diverted straight to the storage facility. Thank God for hoppers. Come on, just die already. There you go. Yeah. Skeletons are cool because that's how you get records. Turning on the other switch here puts up the block which holds him right in line. And then you just have to wait for a creeper. Once creepers show up, there's a hole right here in a ladder. You just back up that ladder and let him lob shots. Oh, seriously, that is perfect timing. That's right, you get that creeper. Oh yeah. Kill him good. Kill him today. Come on. There we go. As you can see, he popped a record. I believe it's one I already have several copies of. Yep, that looks like Chirp. Oh, blocks. I think Chirp's red too. But anyways, oh, and that extra block there is on the master toggle, so that when you turn off the blockade, even it goes away. Saving more of a cool function than an actual need. And this is what powers all of that. So that, heck, I guess I can show you this real quick. It's not that big. There's two switches, one right above here and one right above there. Redstone torch for the inversion signal. Redstone torch being able to light above and below it, which is kind of handy. Redstone triggers that, which comes around to the diodes, or sorry, relays, which inject signal, turning off these redstone torches so that the pistons will come down or go up, which is the first switch. As you can see, there's also a lead coming off that circuit with a resistor, sorry, not a resistor. It is a relay used as a diode to make sure the signal just goes in one direction, to also power the cutoff to bring the piston down for that second block. So in this case we're using double inversion, because we're throwing the switch on and off to bring something down, and if you turn off or remove all the redstone, these switches go up or pistons go up because of the redstone torches underneath them. And I couldn't run wire or anything because I wanted to control each one individually, which required powering this block with the relay being used as an injector. Redstone is incredibly complicated. I have a medium grasp. I can do some pretty cool stuff with it, but when it comes to like block updating and whatnot and how that works, I haven't delved quite that deep yet. And of course your crafting block, because you always see those. And the reason I put the signs everywhere is because there was many spills in the creation of this, washing away all my redstone. So now if water spills down anywhere, it's got no signs to block it all. This used to be very narrow. There used to only be a walkway here in that stairwell, hence why it's so poorly placed. And I just haven't changed it yet. Before there was holes and pistons, and we'd lift the glass block and you try to reach in and get them to shoot at you that way, and that didn't work. This has worked much better. Using this design, I've caught pretty much all the records I have, other than just a small handful. And of course the water switch, you know, got to cut off in here. I'll tear that up and show it to you maybe in a different episode. It's a little more involved with the automatic water and of course mob cutoff manual switch. And then of course the stairwell to said mob levels, which probably need inspection for Enderman damage as it is right now. But we'll move on. I'll probably make its own episode on this area, but especially after I get more stuff in it. Oh, stupid Enderman. That I ain't finished getting all the dirt out of here and converting it to stone for creeper resistance. But these are the various shipping points. This one's from the mob spawner we were just at, where they come and drop off all their loot once they get a chest full, or stack of 23, the way this one works. And this is the design I have for a compact unloader, which is of course 4 by 2 with the chest on one side, and of course you can move it on either side. But of course I'd make it a 3, which is an enhancement over the original design I was using. I did not get that from anywhere else. I'm sure other people are using it, but that's part of the fun, I think, is coming up with some of the designs. And of course I copy designs too. In fact, I was working on sensing. Right now they trigger on 23 items, the way it's set up now. I'll explain it more later, probably in a demo world, so I can build it and explain it as I go. But anyways, oops, so I fall into part of it. Sorry, talking, navigating, thinking all at the same time, not working so well for me. Where was I? So yeah, it's triggered by 32, and I was trying to make it so that when the chest had stuff in it, or the hopper was so much full, it would make the cart load with more items. But I had a problem with jamming, because if you get individual items like a random bone or a random whatever, or I dropped a block in one of the hoppers, then if you got too many of those, it would keep the cart from getting as full as it needed to be. So I bumped it back down to 23. Again, another compact design. This comes from the iron farm, and then this one comes from that little cobblestone generator and the little farming area. Both dump into this, which once I got the iron farm online, it was unlimitedness, so I tended to use just a lot of hopper chains if I'm in close range of one of the depots or something. I plan on adding extra depots later. Earlier today, a creeper or Enderman had removed some dirt and all the sand and had to repair all the ladder and stuff. Enderman are kind of a plague. Although I noticed in some of the newer updates they aren't moving wood. It's either that or I've just been incredibly lucky they haven't touched any of my wood stuff. But, of course, tree farm. Every other spacing to make sure that they all grow. Of course, you can fill that in completely and they grow epically fast, but you don't get the leaves quite so much. Oh, what plastic did I joined? In fact, where's my watermelon? The reason I use watermelon, it's a nice, quickly gathered resource. Just smack the melon a couple times and you get a few. Don't have to run up to storage. This is the Mark... what are we on? I think this is 2 or 3 rebuild of the iron farm. It's been here for about a week. But I put doors so villagers could get back in because they found a way to clip through walls. As you saw, the villagers just fell into the grinder. I'll show you that in a minute. It's not a big deal. The zombies. Obnoxiously loud guy. I'm gonna help you with that. Assaulting that poor villager with an egg. Ugh. I suggest better weapons. It used to be you had to wait down here, you know, and collect stuff. The guys were getting in the lower areas, and I didn't have built an outside entrance, or I did, but I filled it in because creeper problems. But so hidden ladder. Of course, all of your non-player characters float in water, so they can't get down that ladder, which is handy. because iron golems are 3 tall, 1 lava with the 2 opening there is perfectly enough to kill them. And the opening on the side there lets the villagers through, and the river runs up to a villager holding area. Chest used to be here to hold all the loots from the iron golem. I had to fix it last night, or check on it, make sure it was working. But I guess I should close these. This will all get converted to stone and cleaned up later, probably, or filled in, one of the two. Extra doors. Now heck, I'll show you where the villagers are kept. I have a better build of this in one of my test worlds, because test worlds are just so much faster when you don't have to collect all the resources. I don't know what happened, but apparently a lot of them have gotten out. You figure that part out. You can suspend them all in water and push them to the center of the room, but then they kind of have this issue where that's a lot of game update all the time, and they kind of lag out a bit. So then there was the test of sticking them in hearts, really? Are we that low on pop? Holy cow, we are. More of them have clipped free. Interesting. So, as long as there's 15 or 20-ish, that's enough to spawn iron golems, I guess. We might have to fix that. The idea with long minecarts was a test to see if they could get, so they didn't mill around so much at night, because them not being able to see doors, or they kind of freak out. Oh look, there's one now. Beautiful. But yep, iron farm. Sheep of every color of the rainbow, cows. The pens were full of cows there as well. Oh, when I was doing the book production for the library, the problem is they started disappearing. Apparently after you hit a certain number, they kind of magically vanish, and my colored sheep were vanishing, so I decided to off some of the cows to keep the sheep from disappearing. At the current holding level, it seems to work okay. And that's the hole over there that all my villagers were stored in, or the sample pairing that spawned that village back there. More creeper guards here. Staircase to the upper level, which is unfinished. And storage. You know, fun stuff like arrows, spare axes, miscellaneous building supplies, the new frames, awesome. Obligatory cabinet of dirt. Some of the other guys have island areas, like Xenodon has an island area, so dirt's kind of valuable to him because he has to import it all. You know, extra stonework. We used to do the big array of ovens like everyone else did if you need to burn something quick. But now, with the new hopper invention, one oven is pretty much all you need as long as you're not in a hurry. With a fuel chest and a burn chest. It's beautiful stuff. Actually, while I'm here, I'll sort some of this miscellaneous junk I have in my storage. I don't need that or that. And there's a second dirt chest now. And for some reason I have an extra hopper. And a fishing rod, why do I have that? Oh, because it was in the hoe chest. And then of course upper level is foods. Clearly marked and labeled. Gotta love that part. Except for this one because it's miscellaneous junk. I'm kind of a big fan of hidden doors and piston doors and switches. So back in the back here is to the second extension of the storeroom to be. I don't know, I might open it up just normal, but early on I was having problems with creepers and zombies and whatnot spawning until I fixed all the light and topped off the doors to the upper levels there. But glass observation area. But of course everyone loves hidden doors, so hidden door with a staircase. and the jack-o'-lantern was intentionally moved so it gave light in there. Kind of fun. Like I said, I like building things. Not so good on the interior design type stuff, making it look as cool as some of the other guys, but I have fun building nonetheless. And then of course my original safe room. All my valuables were stored. Yeah, there we go, records. So we have blocks. Oh my goodness, this is one I didn't have another of. Very fancy. I need seconds of everything so that way I can have, you know, thinking that other room we just came from might have a big record wall, make it look all fancy like a exec's office or something, I don't know. Enchanting table, and of course hidden door. Of course, hidden button for hidden door. It's kind of nice because as you look at it, you can't really see it unless you know it's there. But as soon as you get on the edge, you know, buttons are pretty obvious. But gotta love the library. There's a couple torches hidden back there to make light. Not so obvious light, hopefully. But, by the way, don't use lava. This fire pit had a big gazebo at one point in time until I realized that the fire rules let that burn down quite a bit. I had the same problem. I had the cobblestone generator was basically behind that mismatched block there until it started burning down all my staircases. And that's the quick tour of my little area. There's a bunch of caves underneath, and I guess, oh, I missed one. The nether portal. Pigmen come through, so I thought it was a great idea to contain them, keep them from walking around. And installed a override so you could shoot, cut, whatever. And they couldn't get out. Can't jump over anything. Poor guys. Of course you can't have them just walking up. Man, these were too blighting with lava before I had to tear them out and put in the, take out the buttons and put in that override switch. There you be. I guess next episode I will show you how to build the loaders and unloaders for the rail system. Because like that iron golem died back there, hoppers feed to the junction under us here, and then feed, oh, I guess I can share that, feed up to the chest in the storeroom. It's a whole lift system to come up and around to here. And this was empty last night. Granted, I harvested potatoes, and there's been a few. I didn't clear out all the roses, I don't think. Ender Pearl. I thought I killed him. There's an Enderman down where we cleared that sand block in the lift room. I must have killed him over the hoppers, and it ate his pearl, but brought it up here for us. Handy, handy. But yeah, I'll show you the hoppers, because they're cool and new in the next episode.